Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new epic big finish review for today. And it is, of course, a fantastic story starring the Seventh Doctor, and of course, this is my very first proper story with the Seventh Doctor, and of course, with Sophie Aldred as Ace, and it is absolutely incredible. Now, there is going to be an unboxing video tomorrow because I literally went and ordered 14 big finishes for £202. So that's coming for the rest of the week. So there will be quite a few unboxings coming out in the week of big finishes. And I can't wait for 8 of them to come tomorrow. You wait and see what ones are coming tomorrow because I'm going to be absolutely excited for tomorrow's ones. So anyway, this review is also on one fantastic big finish story. Now, this is an adaptation from a Lost Adventures book range in the early 90s, starring Sylvester McCoy. It is, of course, Doctor Who. It's a Doctor Who Nightshade. I love this story. I absolutely loved it. Now, this story was actually recommended to me by Thomas Stevens. He said I would absolutely love it, and he's not wrong. I loved it. I absolutely, genuinely loved it. It's absolutely fantastic and stuff. I can't, but this story is just the best. It's just the best. I loved it. I love listening to it. And I have to say, I absolutely did. I mean, my notes is very, very long. And I love listening to this audio. So, starting off with this audio, you know what I do. I tell bits and dabs. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So, I'm just going to say a few bits and dabs about it. Some of the plots and stuff. And then end the video because I don't really want to spoil it for anybody who has not listened to Doctor Who Nightshade. So before getting to all that, I'm going to say straight away how do I rank this audio, and it's 10 out of 10. Just 10 out of 10. I just absolutely love listening to it. It is incredible. Absolutely incredible and amazing. It feels so 80s, specifically with the music, because the music, the instrumental music they use for this audio, it feels so 1980s. It screams late 1980s. It does scream McCoy's Run, and I absolutely loved it. Now, there are some good things about it I enjoy. There are some fantastic pieces I enjoy. This story I do actually consider to be a masterpiece, and this is one for Big Finish I do consider to be a masterpiece. This one and Damaged Goods are two masterpieces for the McCoy Run on Big Finish. I absolutely loved it. I really do. Now, what makes me love it so much now, the cast is so brilliant. We get Ace ends up falling in love with a bloke. So Ace ends up falling in love. And the Doctor gives an ultimatum to basically, you know, I'm going to retire. So anyway, the Seventh Doctor's basically on about retiring. He's like thinking of going back to Gallifrey and to retire. And it's like, no, the Doctor can't retire. What the hell are you on about? The Doctor does not retire. You're probably going, yeah, in this story, the Doctor is basically on about retiring. And the one person in his mind, literally the one person in his actual mind that literally connects and thinks about it, he thinks about his granddaughter Susan, which he leaves on Earth after the Dalek invasion of Earth back in his first incarnation. And of course, so Caroline Ann Ford does return as Susan in this. We do kind of hear her with a telepathics talking to the Seventh Doctor, and the Doctor's there. I love it. This adventure, I have to say, it does really take place after season 26. It does feel so much like season 26. And the fact that Ace is there, like, struggling, saying, does she want to leave the Doctor to go off with Robin? Does she want to go off and be with Robin? Or does she just want to stay with the Doctor? So she is kind of like that, and that's how the story does end, with her debating. The villains, I have to say, I kind of love the way the villains are in this story. I like how we hear the kind of like wings when you hear them flapping, and the way they are very horrifying and sort of graphic and stuff. When the way you hear them like leaving the bodies as well, it's like, yeah, this is a proper fantastic stuff. And when you hear the Seventh Doctor losing his absolutely temper, say, no, I've done it again, I've interfered, I've made it worse, and it's like, whoa, chill out, Sylvester. You're the Doctor. You don't fail. The Doctor never fails. Yes, okay, he did use the hand of Emma to turn Skara Sun into a supernova, but that's just one of the things I love about the Seventh Doctor. And I have to say, through TV range and of course listening to some of the big finishes, my love for the Seventh Doctor has grown massively. Literally, he's going to stay my second favourite Doctor of all time. I guarantee it, through the TV wise and Big Finish. I mean, nobody's going to ever beat my number one Doctor, Mr. Tom Baker. Nobody will ever beat Tom Baker. You know, it's Tom Baker. Would you like a jelly, baby? But McCoy is really spot on in the story, and the callbacks to Susan, I loved it. I absolutely loved it, because that's the one thing about the TV series. Susan never really got mentioned until in like the classic run. After she left in the Dark Age of Earth, she was not really mentioned or seen till 1983 in the Five Doctors, and they all go back into our time streams. But Susan never really gets mentioned in the, and to actually hear the Seventh Doctor mention Susan, it's really good. And it's like, oh, the Doctor hasn't forgotten Susan. I know the 11th Doctor gives a call back to Susan in the is it the God of the Gods of Akatend? That's it, the Gods of Akatend. Or is it the Rings? The Rings of Akatend, something like that. I remember that call back to her then, and I was like, oh, you call back to Susan. Not much you hear much about that. But this is really, really interesting, because when you hear Sylvester McCoy saying William Hartnell's lines, saying, one day I shall come back. Yes, I shall come back. Until then, there must be no regrets, no tears, no anxieties. Just go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me that I'm not mistaken in mine. Goodbye, Susan. Goodbye, my dear. When you hear McCoy basically saying Hartnell's lines, it's like, oh, I proper fanboy moment. I have to admit, the inner fanboy for me just came screaming out at that point. I'm like, he said Hartnell's lines. He said Hartnell's lines. And when you kind of hear Susan calling to the Doctor, and the Doctor's there having a conversation with Susan, I think it's like telepathically or some sort of mental link with the Doctor and Susan. It's absolutely fantastic the way you hear them talking, and Susan just called the Doctor grandfather. And I love the fact the Doctor tells Ace off, saying, Ace, I am not the Professor, I'm the Doctor. She goes, sorry, this is the Doctor. I really love the way the Seventh Doctor just snaps at Ace. And the thing is, though, to actually hear the Seventh Doctor beginning the story wanting to retire, he's grown tired of saving the universe, he's grown tired of everything else, and then, of course, when you hear him having that meltdown, saying, no, I've done it again, I've interfered, and he has that tantrum, and Ace puts him back in his place, and that's when he goes, right, hang on, I am the Doctor, I'll go around saving people. And that's the one thing about the Doctor and Ace I love, because these two are my favourite TARDIS team of all time, followed by the Doctor and Leela, the Fourth Doctor and Leela. The Seventh Doctor and Ace is my number one favourite TARDIS team, and I think it's going to stay that way, because I love the chemistry between these two characters. I really do, and I'm literally looking for more Seventh Doctor and Ace stories to listen to in Big Finish. I know during Big Finish, basically, they do team up with Mal again, and I'm thinking of getting some more Mal and Sophie Aldred and Bonnie Langford with Sylvester McCoy stories by Big Finish. I absolutely did enjoy Nightshade, as you can tell from the way I just spoke about it. Nightshade is just incredible. I absolutely loved it. I have to say, the rest of the storytelling is just fantastic and everything. And the one thing I absolutely love is when you hear the Seventh Doctor pulling out a sonic screwdriver in his pocket. So the Seventh Doctor has his umbrella and, of course, the return of the sonic screwdriver, because everybody knows back in 1982 in the Visitation, the Fifth Doctor Sonic was destroyed, and that was it for the sonic screwdriver until the TV movie. So when you kind of hear that the Seventh Doctor had a sonic screwdriver, it's like, oh, they put back the sonic screwdriver for the Seventh Doctor. That is brilliant. Yes, okay, they did bring it back for the TV movie, but now to actually hear it in the audio series with the Seventh Doctor using it to unlock doors and stuff, it's just incredible. Because you never really think the Seventh Doctor would actually have this kind of the sonic screwdriver, but and it does. I have to say, I absolutely love it. I really did. I love that callback to Sonic, and I love the fact the Seventh Doctor just pulls it out of his pocket. I wish we had that on screen. Just imagine imagine season 26 or season 25 with the Seventh Doctor pulling out a sonic screwdriver out of his coat pocket. That would be epic. You know, instead of using his umbrella or his hands, you know, have the sonic screwdriver back. And that's mainly it for me notes about it, because I really did enjoy it. This is really brilliant. It's fantastic. It's phenomenal. I absolutely love it. So let me know in the comments what you think of Doctor Who Nightshade. Is it a story that you love? I know Thomas Stevens, this was the one that got him into Big Finish, and I can understand why it got him into Big Finish. It's absolutely fantastic. It's great. It's just phenomenal. So thank you for watching the video. Please do like, subscribe, share, and join me for more awesome Doctor Who content.